this specific Cop of the Year. Don't forget that. Because Cleveland police officials have launched an investigation into an officer's anti-Semitic social media post. And as I pointed out, we're gonna find out just how great of a cop he really is. So his name is Officer Ismail Quran. He was hired in 2018 and was named the department's Officer of the Year in 2019. Man, that's a quick turnaround. This guy must really be a good guy. So during a 2021 ceremony, Quran was giving a Distinguished Service Medal in the Officer of the Year award for 2019. Here he is taking that honor. He seems very proud of himself. Good cop there is. The investigation was launched though after a Canary Mission, an organization that works to expose anti-Semitic views, published dozens of screenshots from his Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. He decided to spread it everywhere he could. Quran has never apologized for his horrific posts, most of which are still available to view in one way or another. So it was all on June 16th when this went down. So Canary Mission said in a statement that Quran's post glorified Adolf Hitler, defended the terrorist group Hamas, and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. He used anti-Semitic slurs in several posts and joined a Facebook group in 2017 that honored Osama bin Laden. Why not? Here are some of these social media posts that they were able to actually screen capture as they went through all of this. Now again, you guys may see some of the tags here, who he's responding to. Those are basketball players, but he still said this: F that Jew, say something. And he also, I mentioned Dwight Howard, Pat Bev, Caspi. And he said Dwight Howard agrees also, as he puts up this meme or whatever it is that he thinks. He said, let me salute Hitler the Great. He said, I would have killed all the Jews of the world, but I kept some to show the world why I killed them. What a good guy to look up to. Again, Officer of the Year. Here's more, because Quran's tweet was a reply to an NBA player, Patrick Beverley, who I mentioned, who lovingly referred to his teammate, Jewish basketball player Omri Caspi, as his quote, Israeli brother in a tweet. And in a ridiculous attempt to defend himself though, this officer tweeted that his Hitler post was meant for Zionists and not Jews. He said, I actually received a lot of support on that Hitler pic I posted on IG with exclamation points. LOL, again, it's for the Zionists, not Jews. There is a difference. So I'm just doing it for certain people and then now it should be acceptable. So a lot of these anti-Semitic movements and posts and moments that he went through would also involve bringing up Palestine and Israel. Again, he's a big basketball fan because Shaq tweeted out, I hope now, this is back in 2014, when Paul George, I believe must be in response to him breaking his leg on the back of the basketball support. Because he says, I hope now they will move the basket back. If Paul wouldn't have hit the base of the basket, he'd be okay. Tell me what you think. Hashtag move it back. So naturally that response, this particular officer responded, I hope they take the Jews out of Palestine. I guess that all makes sense. He's not done though. He also spread some anti-Semitic conspiracy theories as well. He said this: Jews run the world. Facts. Our owner's Jewish. Knicks. Man, is this Donald Trump? This is like very paced like he would. And lastly, the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association president Jeff Fulmer also said Quran is an asset after seeing all this. Fulmer told Cleveland.com Quran is assisted in many police investigations over the years, adding, these tweets are from over a decade ago. It doesn't represent the amazing police officer that he is. Hey, so the guy who's defending Quran here, again, his name is Jeff Fulmer. He's the Police Patrolmen's Association president. If these are from a decade ago and he's a good guy now, how come he can't speak for himself? How come he can't say these are things from a decade ago when I was a young, probably 28-year-old who was saying ridiculous things? Instead, someone else has to stand up for him. I wonder why. The circling of the wagons, no matter what it is when it comes to police officers and exposing who they really are and how their belief systems are, is appalling.
Man, I have a pretty strict rule, Jayar, like just a personal belief that, if a tweet is 10 years old, like as horrible as it might be, like I don't know that people should lose their jobs for it. But this dude is really testing that theory, man. Like this is about as bad and disgusting as it gets as far as online behavior. Just like Shaq was not talking about Palestine, he wasn't talking about Israel, he wasn't talking about Jewish people. This dude just has Jewish people on the brain at all points in time. And it's scary because again, it's not like this dude is an accountant or something, right? Or he's a carpenter or whatever. Like this guy is a police officer and he is charged with policing Jewish people in the community. Like, if you have Jewish people out there, I don't know how they should feel safe knowing that this guy is policing him. And look, maybe some people might say I'm a sucker and I'm a sad, but like, I'm willing to hear somebody out if they're like, look, I had these horrible beliefs in the past, but I've changed. This is how. This is what I believe now, and I'm a better person for having come out of that. But like you said, Jayar, like, I'd like to hear this dude defend himself and say why he was saying these ridiculously crazy and just awful things about Jewish people. Like, this is the like cartoonish kind of stuff. Like, literally, like, you're posting Hitler memes and like misquoting the guy. It's just like, this is just craziness.
Everything comes back to that. That's a bit of an obsession. So again, as you're a person who wields a gun and some level of authority over folks, as we saw earlier, the Miami-Dade cop who decides to walk up with his anger because he sees someone. If you have the stereotypical points of view, you can't have this job. We have background checks with, well, maybe we don't all the time. When it comes to teachers, when it comes to anyone who's in any position of authority, all the way down to the children that they oversee and talk to, and how they speak to them has to be understood. For some reason, when it comes to this, he's just a cop. He's just cop of the year. But actually, all those things were from 10 years ago. So what did he do to folks 10 years ago? How long has he been a cop? Specific with this one, he's been since 2018. So I guess continuing on down, that's just the way they want to go for this. But when someone exposes himself, I think it's time to believe them, and they should probably do something about it.